Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team, making the watch list video for tomorrow, August 10th. As you can see, I've been kind of evolving, going back and forth with my scans lately, because just, I make these watch list videos obviously to try and help you guys, but more importantly, it's actually helping me. It helps me stay accountable. So as I learn and evolve and kind of evolve as a trader myself, because I'm still learning along the way. I don't profess to be an expert day trader by any means. So I actually, when I make these videos and videos in general, I make them to kind of help myself, and in return, if it helps you, that's just an added bonus. So you'll see me kind of going back and forth. Again, it's just with me just finding my comfortability as a trader. And the more I make these videos, the more I do the watch list, the more I see patterns and charts, and it just helps me stay focused and accountable, and I learn along the way. So you'll see me evolving and changing up the scans. And again, you'll see I'm kind of going back to the original scan of stocks between $1 and $30. I don't trade really anything over $15, but I do, minimum 500,000 in volume, 5% gains. And then I removed the float cap because a lot of stocks that are overextended, they pull back a lot. And I was kind of capping it too much. So I was noticing by capping it, I was missing out some ones that are potentially overextended. So I'm still more of a short bias trader. But I'm trying to also be more of a long trader as well. I still will probably lean more short bias until things change. Again, that's just my preference. But I want to set my scans up so ideally I can catch ones that are running on a momentum trade, and then also at the same time, as they're running, I can see patterns potentially for reversals as well. So I'm actually trying to play more of the pattern and not trying to be too much one way or the other. But again, I'm still leaning more short bias. But that's kind of how I'm doing things. So this is the scan, how it's got set up. As you'll see, Zine, that was the first one I kind of put on my watch list because this one was absolutely crazy today. You'll see here, it kind of hammered out a base the other day around 593, and it's kind of turned and started going into the gap. And when it goes into the gap with a low float stock, it's absolutely been bonkers. And it wasn't shortable in ThinkorSwim and not in interactive brokers either. So this thing was just whipsawing, going like crazy today. But you'll see, every time it kind of went up, it came back to the 13 EMA. Up, back to the 13 EMA. Up, back to the 13 EMA. And then once it broke down, it just broke down. But look at this, the 13 EMA, it was just a beautiful area of just kind of watching that go up and down all day. I didn't catch it until later in the day when it was over here, even though I actually had it on my watch list. I was distracted doing other things, trading other things, and totally missed this whole big move. But if had seen this is just, it's perfect. It was technical analysis perfection, just looking at all the patterns and what was happening in this. So I'm going to put this on the watch list for tomorrow, just because who the heck knows what's going to go on. You'll see the base here at 593. See if it can break above that. What is this here? 843. So why do I have that? Why does it say 53? Let me, I'm going to remove that. So let me put the, right here, 843 area was, looks like, yeah, that was the high of day. So I want to see if it can break above that 5. So there we go. So I want to see, this is kind of the range that it's in now. I want to see if it'll break above this 843 tomorrow, or if it's going to fall. If it breaks above, it might continue to go up into the gap. And it's just a great one to watch. It's a lot of fun to watch this one. So that was just a really crazy one today. So STS, don't like those ones. Probably it's a buyout or something like that. So who the heck knows? Take a look yourself on that one, but I don't like it. NTRA, Hell of the Ties, has some volume. Obviously, you want to see if it can get over this, stay above this 10-15 marker. And then, there's resistance up in these areas up in here. I personally don't really like it, but you can, keep an eye on it. Although, it's at $11, right around, so you can see all this consolidation in here. You want to see the stock get above that. So I'm not going to put that one on the watch list. Dries, just out of principle, I hate this stock, and I'm not going to give it any love, so I'm not going to put it on there. HTZ, so that one held its highs. It's got some volume. Now you want to see if it can. There's some overhead resistance right there at the 200 SMA. You know, and it's no coincidence that it might be pulling back. So you got to look in this area here. There's some resistance. So this is one I'm going to put on the watch list because it's one that you could potentially play either way. Hertz is a mover up and down. Looks like you can short it within ThinkorSwim. So I will put it on there to potentially watch either way. You want to see, you know, what's going to happen. Is it going to get up to that 200 SMA and fall, or will it break? If it falls, then you can short it. Zine, obviously, we talked about that one. Kona, Kona. So you're right at some resistance here. I don't like these crazy candlesticks, so I'm not going to put it on the watch list. ACHN. Let me clear the drawing set here. So this was kind of falling today. You can see this, like, look at this crazy candlestick here. Let me see. What do I think about this one? I mean, it's not holding its highs. You'll see it kind of it went above this area here, and then it went up and then just kind of came crashing back down. So I think this is kind of like, this is the area, this 523, 520 marker is a true test. Will it go and break above and go higher, or will it fall? I will put this one on. Am I going to put it on? I might put it on just for the simple fact that it was pretty crazy today. Plus, it is shortable, so I'll put it on there so you're able to play it either way. So with ThinkorSwim, you know, this is one to watch either way, and obviously there was some crazy volatility today. Let me see. I might put that one over on my Interactive Brokers one. Just because ideally, when I put on Interactive Brokers, I like to trade stocks. The ones that I can short, I like to have over here, because this is where I'm getting in and out of stocks, and I'm using hotkeys over here. So I like to move it over into Interactive Brokers and compare short availability. SSNI. So, yep, that one held its highs, had some good volume. Wow, it's potential inverse head and shoulders right here. No coincidence. Look at that. May have filled the gap. So look at that. So that's perfect. That's perfect textbook technical analysis. Inverse head and shoulders right up to fill the gap. Now you want to see, is it going to break? Look at right almost at that $0.50 amount right there. It did actually. 13.56, and then it fell. So that's perfect. Let me just color code it here for you. So look at this. Right around that 13.50, fill the gap. Now you want to see, is it going to go up or is it going to fall back down? But this is one to play either way. It's just gorgeous technical analysis on that. So it's filled the gap. Now it's a matter of, is it going to fall back down or is it going to go up? So keep an eye on it. CBLI. Hit right at the resistance. So it went above, came back down. Look at that, right at the 50 SMA. I don't think I'm going to put, am I going to put that one on? No. SN. So right there you have some resistance at 519 at the 13 SMA at 626. And so there's potentially some room in between here. You want to see what's actually going to happen in between these areas here. So I will put SN on the watch list. Just be aware of these areas. You want it to clear the 13 SMA and then see how far up it can go from there. SN. OMER. Some resistance up at that $27 marker area up there. It's got some volume, held its highs, so that will go on the watch list. Again, I'm not trading anything over $15 for me personally. So Okay, here, so look, we'll see there's some resistance right around that $1.17 marker, and obviously no coincidence, it just kind of fell and pulled back. So you can call this is potential U bottom or potential inverse head and shoulders, but you want to see it. Is this stock gonna break above that 113 marker, or is it gonna fall? So that's one to keep an eye out and see if it breaks here, see if it can go up to the 178 marker. And it's hovering right around this dollar marker, so there's some volatility going on. It's not shortable, but I'm going to put that on the watch list for tomorrow. VCEL. I'm going to do this here. As you can see too, guys, I've been showing you guys in my videos, I put ones that I'm really watching over here on my targeted watch list in the morning, so I try to watch a handful of stocks, but I use trade ideas to get my scans. So I'll do the pre-market scan in the morning with the watch list at night, put whatever ones I really want to watch for the next day over here, and then in the morning I kind of change it based upon what's wanting in the pre-market, and then I'll change it as well based upon what scans are popping up with trade ideas. VCEL, don't love it. MBRX. Fell right back at that $3 marker. Trying to think here. It's got that resistance in here. I'd like to just watch it for tomorrow. I'm not going to put this one on the watch list. EVRI. So this one was at yearly high. Say this is fun. I shorted this one I think a couple times earlier today. So you'll see $9, pretty much that yearly high, $8.99, and I kind of highlight mine in red just to see it better. So, and then right here, it kind of came back to that support level. So you want to see right, and like there's no, see that? It's right at that previous resistance became now support. And now you're in this window of this $8.30 to $9 range. So this is kind of an interesting one to watch. So I'll put that in the watch list. It didn't really hold its highs, but it's one to watch to potentially trade either way, and there's shares to short with ThinkorSwim. So I'll put that on the watch list, EVRI. TPIC. So there's now you have some support really right at that $21 level. See if it can stay above there, or if it's going to break down. You can see right at that doji. There's no accident that it's dojing right there. So I will put that one on the watch list, see if it can stay above that marker and run potentially higher. So TPIC. OPTT. This one popped up right on Trade Idea Scanner right at the end of the day. You want to see if it can clear that 160, and then see if it goes into the goes in to fill the gap potentially, or if it's going to fall. So that one I will put on the watch list. I'd be watching it to play either way. I'm going to see if Interactive Brokers has shares to short of it. It does. So just keep an eye on that and those areas of resistance. See if it breaks this 160, see if it goes up into filling that gap. And it is a low floater. You can't short it, so just keep an eye on it. I'm going to watch it tomorrow morning to see if there's any news or any volume on it. RGNX. Yeah, another one. I don't love it. ANTH. So that one held its highs. Look, there's some aftermarket volume there. 162 looks like some support level. Man, this thing's really going. That's one to watch because you don't know. This is going kind of crazy. Had some ups and downs today, so I'm going to put that one on the watch list. for some potential volatility. See what happens tomorrow morning. Who knows? There might be some volume pre-market to make that thing go, or a potential catalyst. ERI. So this one's at yearly highs right now. So basically right up here, see if it can break that 22.15 marker or short it back down. So that's one you could play either way, just depending on what happens. ARRY. Resistance right at that 879 marker. And then it kind of, well, it went up, let's see, it went up to the 887, then it kind of came back down. Oh, that's why it's not showing right here. So there you go. As you can see, it went up a little bit above the 200 SMA, fell back down. I'm not going to put it on the watch list, but you can if you'd like. IPXL, don't love it. Ideally, I want to get stocks that are clearing these EMA lines above and not getting walls of resistance. Unless the walls of resistance, I'm looking to short it, then I'll put it on. But that's kind of what I'm looking at when I'm looking at these. So you can see, see these stocks clearing the resistance area. You can see right up here, it looks like there's a potential one, a gap fill right up there. So keep an eye on this right here. It might be starting to fill the gap, or it might pull back down. But you can see it's above the EMAs, which is good. So at least if it goes and smacks off the resistance, then it comes down, and it's easier to find these levels of support and resistance. MYGN. LTS, little choppy, can't stand those candlesticks. ATKR, well, it might be going to fill the gap up right around there, right around that $20 marker. Keep an eye on it. I don't know if I love it. I'm not going to put it on. Again, I'm not trading many of these ones myself. DEST. Too choppy. FMSA held its volume, but again, I just don't like these candlesticks like that. They just bother me. Plus, when it's in a downtrend, I don't like it. APRN. So keep an eye on this one. I'll put this one on the watch list. This is Blue Apron. It's had some crazy news lately. See if it can break that 641 marker. Might have a chance to go up a little, some more. So I will put that one on the watch list. Good old Blue Apron. CLSN, don't like it. BUFF, don't like it. GOL, it's above the EMAs. Potentially can go up further. Kind of held its highs. So yeah, we'll put that on the watch list. RXDX, too choppy and crazy for me. ETE, coming upon some resistance right there, right at the 200 SMA. Don't like it. ARA, another one hitting resistance areas. Don't like it. INAP, so this one's at yearly highs. It's been going, let me just do this. Let me get rid of this. So INAP at yearly highs. It is shortable, which is nice. And so this is a stock you could play either way, depending what's happening. Put this on here. Coming upon $5, whole dollar amount. So I am going to put this one on the watch list. This is one to watch either way. I'm not sure if this is one of those stocks that has the 5-cent increment ones, but keep an eye on it. So that's a potential one to play either way. But yeah, obviously have to see what happens pre-market, what patterns forms. But it's been running up, as you can see. Might potentially, if it pulls back, it might want to come back towards this area, and then obviously look at the 13 EMA from there. But kind of that's just a good range to look at as a gauge. PLPN Don't like it. Too much resistance here. CRR. Don't love it. MBI. See if it could stay above that $10 marker. But then it gets a little choppy up in this area. I don't love it. Obviously, I want to see it like clear these areas so there's a window. With a lot of resistance and choppiness in there. MCC. So this one has some resistance right up here at the top of the window here, right around that 200 SMA. So this could potentially have a little bit of some room to run. At the top, you can see there's this gap, potential gap there. See what happens at that 720 marker right at the 200 SMA. See if it goes up or if it falls back down. So that's one I'll definitely put on. And MCC, I think it was. And it's shortable as well, so it's one you can play either way. SHLD. See if it can clear that 935, 940 marker. You see it kind of pull back there. I'm not going to put on my watch list, but see if it can break above that 200 SMA if you're going to trade it. GPOR, don't like it. Overhead resistance. PVG, well, I mean, someone you could trade. Let me see. I don't know if I will. Again, I probably won't even really look at this one myself, but there's some resistance up right at that 908 marker. There's a little bit of room to run. I don't love it. CNDT, don't love it. LTRPA, this one, well, it's going to get above that 1231 marker. Then it could have some room to go up there. So keep an eye on it if you want to watch it. I don't love it. Although this one did have a lot of volume and held its highs. Yeah, I'll put this one on. LTPRA and what? LTRPA. LTRPA. And then Crocs, CROX. So yeah, this is one that I like. So you can see it's found a top right around that 890 marker. I like a big green candlestick, pulled back towards that $9 marker. It's shortable. So this is one that you can play potentially either way. This is what I like. So, it could be a crapshoot if it's going to go up again. It might have some room to go up a little bit more if it pulls back and it's shortable. This is one you could also play on the reversal. So these are the types of plays I like. Something where there's room. It's above the 9, the 50, and the 200. There's some resistance at the whole dollar amount. If it breaks, hey, that maybe you can play it long. You can play it longer. But if not, it's definitely a nice reversal. So that's ideally like I like to have a chance myself of playing a stock either way, with some clear areas of support and resistance. So that's the watch list for tomorrow. Again, guys, I'm constantly evolving as a trader, and I'm trying to, help you guys out, but more importantly, help myself along the way, because the better trader that I can become, the more that I can help you guys out. So again, I do the nightly watch list, but I post the morning watch list every day on our fan page over here. So make sure you like our fan page. I post trade ideas, watch list every morning before 9 a.m. So you want to take the watch list I do at night, coincide it with trade ideas. You'll see down here where I post it in the morning. Excuse me, right down here, because whatever I put on my watch list tonight, it could be completely different tomorrow. So you want to compare them both. And Trade Ideas is hands down, again, our best and most favorite scanner to use if you're looking to get trade ideas. We have an affiliate link below. We give you a community discount of 15%. So make sure you put the promo code in if you want to get trade ideas. So, yep, like our fan page over here. Make sure you follow us too so you get the notification. And head over to our website if you haven't already, bullishbears.com. Make sure you subscribe to our watch list. The watch list that I just did now, I send by email, as well as I send the options scans at night for trade ideas. So if you're an options trader or you want to do options, subscribe to our watch list so you receive our watch list at night. And again, our fan page in the morning will give you the trade ideas pre-market movers. But no matter what you have for watch list, everything can completely change the moment the market opens, and that's why a live scanner is important. And that's why we really love trade ideas. So the link's below, or you can click on the banner over here. This is our trade ideas banner with the discount code over here. And if you need extra help or training, we have our free trading courses over here under our website. We do have our trade room. If you haven't joined us yet, we have a lot of fun trading every day. We go over picks, what's running. We talk, in the morning over there. We have, getting closer to 500. We have well in the 400s for traders. So make sure you come and join us over there. And also, too, as we've been discussing, we are a contribution-based community. Everything that we offer, these videos, our courses, everything we're giving to our community for free. We know many people are on a budget, but we're one of the very few that are out there that are giving all this stuff away for free. The content that we give, we try to make very solid content. We ideally want to do something different. We don't want to be like everybody else that's out there. So we would like to ideally not be a membership-based community someday. So that's where we're trying to get everything based upon contributions. So if everybody just contributes a little bit to our community, it helps us to continue to grow. And the more contributions we receive, the less likely that we'll be charging memberships down the road. So if you are on a budget but like to give it back to us, we have, as you can see, contributions for as low as $10 a month. If you'd like to give back to us, we greatly appreciate it. So you can contribute down here. We have monthly contributions or one-time donations down there. And last but not least, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube, like our videos, share them. And if you have comments or whatever, feel free to comment in the comment section of the videos. We'll do our best to answer questions for you. So hopefully this watch list helped you guys, and happy trading tomorrow. Enjoy.